Welcome to Deep Thought. Change your thinking to change your life. Now, I've talked about that before. Just in general, maybe on my Sunday videos which are more inspirational, and definitely on this channel. But, I've been moved just to talk about it again because that's the whole point of Deep Thought, to think. That's why I said, as long as you're, even if you're in opposition to what I'm saying, I don't have a problem with it as long as you're respectful. That's all I ask. Just be respectful in your disagreement and everything. And even then, there's been several times I've done a video where people, not so much in opposition, but then they added to it. I want thinkers. In fact, that's the thing on all of my channels. See, understand something about thought. Thought controls. I don't care what it is. Like, people will think, oh, maybe religion or maybe some type of philosophy, but when you get down to it, they all systems of thinking. So you really want to think about what you're doing. Now, if your life isn't going the way you want to go, it's not the days who are stopping you. It's not the days, it's not so much whatever spiritual system practice, whatever school of thought, it's not your race or anything. You can change your life just by changing your thinking. Then everything else comes into it. You might say, well, I need to follow another school of thought. What brought you to that conclusion? You thought about it. Right? You might think, a common one. Well, two common ones. Getting money, because, money isn't everything, but it's up there with oxygen. The overwhelming majority of us, 99.9% of us, needed to get through life, to buy stuff and everything. We're not on an island where, it has plenty of food and we can build our own shelter. And heck, you probably need money to even get to that island and to buy the island. So you still need money. All right. You're not making the money you want to make. You're not doing the stuff. The real change is not the simple thing of just getting another job. Because if you having trouble on jobs at first, you still gonna have trouble in the next one. But change your thinking. Instead of going into the job, oh, I'm just gonna go here and just collect a paycheck and not do anything that I need to be doing. Oh, that's a problem right there. That's a problem. But if you think, well, you know what? I'm gonna get in here and I'm going to do my best. I'm gonna do everything I need to do, and then I'll go forward. That's the thing. That's why I would tell anybody they're having trouble with money. Okay, change your thinking. Do you have an abundance consciousness, or do you have a poverty consciousness? I know a young lady. She, by her own words, had a poverty consciousness. But then there was a massive change she had. Now she's making more money than she's ever made in life. She got job opportunities out the wazoo. She didn't at first. What did she do? All she did was change her thinking. That's all she did, was change her thinking. Nothing else. That's all she needed. She changed her thinking, then all of a sudden everything's good. She changed her thinking. If you're looking for a relationship, the first thing I would say any man or woman got to do is change your thinking about stuff. Change your thinking. Because if you either not getting the right mate, or you keep running into the same situation before you do anything, and this is coming from somebody who promotes body game, before you do anything, before you, change your looks, whatever, your body, physicality, you got to change your thoughts. Because in your mind, you're thinking, oh, well, people of the opposite sex don't want me, or whatever you're looking for. But if you're thinking that, that's going to translate into your body language, how you're adorning yourself, everything. It comes down to your thoughts. What do you think about yourself? How are you looking at a situation? I'll use myself for an example. I mean, I'm still human. I still, I get down about some things. I had to change my thinking about it. I had to change my thinking. Reason why I was able to come back from that stroke And I'm still, I'm still not at 100%, but then I never thought, oh, I wouldn't come back. Because I've heard stories, since I've shared story, since I shared I had a stroke, I've had commenters, both public and private, say, yeah, either they were coming back themselves or I'm inspiring them to come back, or they had relatives who went through a stroke and they didn't, they got depressed and everything. One young man said, his father had gotten real depressed and didn't want to do anything, didn't want to do therapy or anything. That's a thought. When I had the stroke and I realized when I got to the most physically debilitating point, couldn't move, couldn't swallow anything, I said, no, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. In fact, my biggest problem was it wasn't happening fast enough. But then, even then, I changed the thought and I said, no, I got to take stuff day by day. And I've come a long way. I've come a long way. So that's the thing. But what did I do? My thoughts were, I need to be well, when it's making money. Like there was something big I needed a lot of money for, I ain't gonna say what it is. Some stuff I gotta keep private, but my thoughts were like, no, I'm gonna make this money. In fact, just the thoughts of just being in business. I don't work for anybody. So my thought is I have to make money. I'm committed to sovereignty. I'm committed to not working for anybody. So my thoughts are, I got to make money every day. I have to make enough so I can pay my bills. And I got a big spot I have to pay for and, taxes, stuff like that. My thoughts are committed to making a lot of money. Now, there was a point I wasn't on that level and I was having trouble. So your thoughts are powerful. Like if you're not enjoying how you're going through life, you having problems, the first thing is to change how you think, and then everything else will follow. Somebody had said, an associate a few years ago, it said, change your mind, your ass will follow. See, because everything, if for those who are hermetic, what is the number one law of the universe? All is thought. Because think about it. Somebody had to think about all of this. Somebody had to think about this bookcase. Somebody had to think in terms of building this camera, the phone that's controlling the camera, the music in the background, the lights, everything. They all started with thought. Everything you do starts with thought. So if you having trouble going through life, you got to change your thinking. You got to ask yourself, okay, why am I in this position? See, and let me bring the days in it too, because I always say to ignore the days, but what the days do, they don't put a gun to your head. People think they do, but they don't. They just do what they can to control your thinking. That's what the media does. That's what religions do. That's what the government tries to do. Through education and everything and laws and everything. They're trying to influence your thinking. But if you really want to change something, particularly in your own life, you got to change how you think. If it's not working for you, now if it's working for you, fine. Keep it up. But let's be real, a whole lot of people, they're not making the money they want to make. They're not in the relationships they want. Their life isn't the way it is. What they have to do is change how they think, and then their life will change. I've seen it, and I've seen it happen, and I want to see it happen even more. All right. So really think on what I'm talking about. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.